Making this movie was unbelievable. It truly was. And I got to work with some really wonderful people. Culturally, I probably had the most amazing time you could have ever asked for. Working with the Nepali crew especially was probably the best experience I've ever had in the film set, period.
I couldn't have been given a better opportunity. I've never been the director of photography on a feature film before, and so to have worked just on short films and other smaller projects, to suddenly get this opportunity was unbelievable.
I think one of the most intriguing parts of being on the set was how much you can communicate with people you're working with when there's a huge language barrier going on. And it was surprising to me how much you can actually work with someone when you don't even speak the same language. And I think in that context it was really valuable for me because at times you have to show someone exactly what you mean rather than telling them. And that was humbling because you're in someone else's country and you don't speak their language, but you're working with them as well. One of the most valuable things I've taken from the filmmaking program at Sarah Lawrence is just problem solving.
I was here primarily on the sound department, but also serving as the resident fight choreographer. The people here who've had to cobble together what they know and what they have know it's so much better because it's something they've had to teach themselves and it's something that they've learned through trial and error.
The way we worked on this film was completely different because everything was so detail-oriented, everything was perfect. I worked with Calder and Allison the most, and everything they did was like really detail-oriented, and I was really impressed. And I learned a lot through that.
They wanted to learn so much that they were trying to jump into whatever they could. You know, they were trying to help the art department, trying to help the camera department, the lighting department, and they were just trying to get everything, as much experience as they could. And they were so hardworking, and they never complained.
Actually, I was doing, I think, 3 jobs at the time. Casting director, script advisor, and translator too.
Culturally, well, I guess maybe it's the lack of resources that we take for granted in the U.S. Things like power tools. We don't want to spend a production budget buying drills, so it was actually one of the things that I think that my Sarah Lawrence education helped prepare me for was this ability to make quick decisions with the resources that we have available and making it work.
Everyone worked very well with each other. There was respect in both teams. And we were one team altogether. And it was interesting and it was fun. And I believe that if we do something in the future, it will be even better.
We were doing a test, and I feel like it succeeded beyond expectations. I love seeing things through your eyes also, because every time I come back I have a little bit of a cultural shift, but having you guys here and seeing it through those new eyes, and I feel like a lot of the film has picked up things that you've seen for the first time.
As an undergraduate, I consider this part of my education. And how often, as an undergraduate, is one able to go to a different country, actually around the world? This is real-world experience, like we don't get in the classroom. This is a situation where I got to apply it. And I got to take everything that I learned and actually use it and see how it works. I think that's what liberal arts education is all about. It's just, you're studying something, but you're studying it in a way that the skills can transfer.
When you think about the lights not working when we got here, or the power issues and generators not working, and the buns we had to deal with and strikes, and people having to walk 2 hours to get to set, to me, the main thing that I learned at Sarah Lawrence, and I think what I try as a staff member there and my interactions with students, the most important thing you can learn is to be resourceful. It's just a learning experience, and we were able to adapt to the situation. So we really had a crew that knew how to make the situation fit to what we needed.
When we got here, we were moving so fast to get this movie done that I never came to realize that we were actually shooting a movie in Nepal. And once it hit me, I sort of started taking everything in, and it was unbelievable.